Sir.
You gotta get some quantity, you know, get some good, the VMAX, this way you get full expansion. It's a 270, right? It's a great caliber. That really should have been the military charter. What caliber is it? 270. That's actually what the M1 Duran was initially designed for, the 270 Peterson. It's a fantastic, flat-moving, fast-moving cartridge.
Yeah. 303 is interesting, the British 303.
Yeah.
That's actually one.
Not like the 30-06 though.
No.
We were fortunate enough to have the most powerful one in the Marine. I'm taking that to the Grand down to Texas to go hot.
But I like the 223, very easy. Huge cartridge, small round. That's why it spins, it doesn't go straight, it actually spins. That's why I got a weird jet program. I don't know if I hit you in the shoulder.
Hurry.
Yeah, it's very fast moving.
It's spiral.
Yeah, comes out of the muzzle at about 3,100 feet per second, which is about 700 more than a 308. It's cooking.
But remember, what is the reason of assault weapons, rapid fire, to make the other guy keep his head down? The first assault weapon is what? Sternberger.
Yeah.
By the Germans in World War II.
I think we ought to ditch the 5.56 stuff. I'm just going to go back to the 308. The problem is that part of the relief in doing that is that you carry so much more ammo, but now we're training our soldiers 2 to 3 hits to make sure that the enemy is down.
Well, then you have a 50-pound sniper weapon that shoots 3 miles.
Yeah, but it's tough because we've seen in Afghanistan and Iraq, as these guys are powered up, the only thing that's taking them down are the larger caliber bullets. It's a tough.
Yeah, but you can hit it, you can sit 10 rounds at a 30-round clip.
Plus, too, we're not fighting conventional people,
Well,
right? So
I'd like to have
5.56 is not a man stop. Okay. The idea was if you knock something down, it takes 2 people to take care of you off the field, right? 308, you're just dropping the man. So it creates more resource allocation, but people were fighting in there.
Go back to the old swords. Now you're all close and personal.
Yeah, I got to hear
I've actually been thinking about buying what's called a mini G, a chef's mini G. It's a tanker Duran, but it's a modern one. They cut the barrel, they do the upright.
Maybe they should move over, like once.
Mind
Mind the firing line of the video?
Men blocks and everything. You know, it's utterly reliable.
It's just like a
And
shoulder.
short
Just a
action.
big old ball spot.
I have one of those.
Just kidding. I'll be there someday.
They're phenomenal.
It's an MP4. One of the weapons is called an MP4.
There's an MP4.
Yeah, fired back with silence. I didn't even go into that silencer, but not Arizona.
Well, yeah, New Jersey, Connecticut, California, New York, and Illinois are the most shooter cities.
We went out, one of my kids from Middletown, one of my son, he went out to Arizona, so I followed him. And this kid always did, basically a gun store. He sells most of the police.
Guys, are you almost ready?
Guys, yeah, we're gonna open the meeting in 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Who's interested?
Countdown.
Okay. All right.
My wife is scared to see him.
Ray?
Right, okay, we're gonna open the meeting. Go ahead. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice requirement provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act is satisfied. Notice this meeting was properly given to the public and adequately applied press on July 24, 2014, through the time of July 25th, 2014. This notice imposes that the Township of Middletown Sewer regarding administration by the Township of Middletown Municipal Board following the Township. Roll call.
Mr. Ostrander?
Here.
Mr. Rogers? Not here. Mrs. Smith? Here. Mr. Stokes?
item on the agenda is the annual tour for the board. At this time, and for the sake of safety and security of personal items of all persons here, including the board and the public, we're going to lock the building for a brief period while the tour occurs. We're going to ask that every person, including members of the public, wait outside until the tour is concluded.
Yeah, you gotta come with me. We'll go to the range.
Mike, what range do you go to here?
It's in Jackson. You know, ironically, you can't own an AK-47 in Jersey, but you can own a variant. So, actually, technically speaking, you just got to stamp AK-47.
I just charged my
Do you want
battery.
to turn it off?
Alright.
Because then you'll run your battery. I mean, I don't care, you can do what you want, but
Uh-huh.
Once you get by the walls.
Oh, okay, okay. It was interesting to see when they were ripping everything up to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm not an engineer by any stretch, nor do I have a Bobby Villa thumb.
you should all wash your shoes before you go home.
We're gonna come over your house and walk over your rug to clean those shoes off.
No,
So
you're
I gotta
not.
leave
Certainly are.
my dress shoes out in the garage.
If I were you, I would wash them.
Well, you're not me.
Well, we know that.
Mine go in.
Listen, you know what? I'm not looking to live forever.
You know, a little dirt.
You walk that stuff
It
home
does
to
you good.
Nicole, and she's not going to be happy.
Why? I clean the floors, not her.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you write down?
Listen, I am the perfect person.
Will you
I
marry
cook,
me?
I clean.
Will you marry me?
Absolutely. I make sure that everyone is prepared for the future. I don't do laundry though,
I'll marry you.
and I do not take dishes out of the dishwasher.
I'll marry you.
Okay, we have returned.
Sets are off.
Oh, that's right, we need a cup of coffee.
Well,
The laundry, I told from day one, I said, I don't pay for it. I said, I will never touch it. In fact, I don't even know how to use a washing machine.
no, I do the work, but I don't trust my husband. Everything will turn out.
Ray, do we have milk?
I've done it maybe twice in my entire
Or
life.
will turn out pink, but I don't trust him.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's it.
Oh.
Oh. I can't decide.
These, I have to change my
Iron
glasses, that's
stuff and
all.
throw it in the dryer. That's what I do.
Thank you, sir.
I do too.
My wife irons everything.
I do too.
Kids are gonna go outside and play in the yard, she irons. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's me, I know.
Yeah, what's an iron? Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me.
Let me tell you that my iron, ready? I hang it in the shower.
Gee, I need an iron.
Steam. I do that when I travel. I go right to the shower, put everything up so that all my suits after, flying on the plane and everything. Well, just throw it in the dryer.
Okay, guys, we have a short meeting. Let's get going.
Okay.
The first item is the minutes of the regular meeting, the last meeting.
Does anyone have any questions? I have a motion to move. Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, wait, you can't vote.
Well, no, Charlie's not here. Who's stepping
Yeah, but
in?
that's one.
That's
I
fine.
thought, okay.
And that's, he's not here right now.
No, no, no. Wait.
Let me know what.
He'll second it.
I'm gonna second it. Tom said it. Let me second it. It was written well.
Well, we just raised our salaries by $50,000.
Not gonna happen. Okay, I'll second. Whatever.
Mrs. Smith?
She's, should be here.
Okay. Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Mrs. Zachary?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bell? Yes. And, Mrs. Stokes?
Yes.
Okay, consideration of the consent agenda. Has anybody had the desire to discuss an individual item?
Okay, Trey, I called you on 2 items.
The two individuals were Beatrice Russell and Stephen Joseph McCain. They were both direct debit people that were paying us for about a year and a half until we realized that they were
Okay, follow up on that is, so we're refunding the money they're paid. Did we check the records to make sure the new homeowner bridged that?
I'm sure we did.
So, no, who's responsible for that? They checked that? Okay, so did you go back and make sure there was a liability there? We need to check. That's fine, you just wanted to make sure.
But then provided it is, we go ahead and disperse.
Well, yeah, but they need to verify that the new owner picked it up at a certain, there's no gap. That's all I'm looking for.
We have to print that in.
Yeah, but we always have to go after the present homeowner. There's a gap. No, we don't know. We don't know until they shut it down. We don't know. We have to be notified.
I'll move the consent agenda. There are no further questions.
Second.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Stokes?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Yes.
Mrs. Enzo?
Yeah.
Mrs. Brown? Yes.
Okay, next is the engineering status report.
Okay, we've been doing too much for the Hurricane Sandy support that's began to win house. Main Street still on hold, pump station facilities. Believe that all of the pump stations are now at gas service with the exception of Hilton. So gas service is in, and the next step is to convert everything to natural gas. Henry Drive Pump Station force main. The only remaining issue is really a maybe easement and bills of traffic plans. We were scheduling a pre-con, we had pre-cons with them on the on-site and off-site. Actually, two, there's John Nate and Warren. Thursday morning. We all three different contractors, and the one we were most concerned with was the offsite enforcement. The others are pretty much tied in with the other work going on in development. But we're having another job that discuss specifically those things that
Like these contractors, the ones that Dan Hollow is going to use to build this footprint.
force main and pump station and the on-site program. Okay, that's the Henry Drive pump station improvements. Change order 1 was approved, executed, we're still getting shop drawings in, so everything, shop drawings should be done as soon as we get approval on this from the state. Hopefully we find out some things tomorrow.
Yeah, that meeting's held on Thursday. Tomorrow, we have a meeting on it.
State group.
Yeah.
There's 3 meetings this week. Two of them are on funding, the other one's on. New Jersey, EIT from the project. projects. We have been responding to comments that are unbelievable. Literally unbelievable.
From a bureaucracy.
Yeah. We've got environmental comments, on the planning for environmental report. I think the thing that have just been crazy. We haven't seen much in the way of technical comments with regard to this. There has been for maps of the system. One of my
Well, wait, we have to, right? So can't you put it on 11 by 17? Okay. It's done. And don't worry about whether they can read it or not.
Well,
Not
they
relevant.
come back with comments, they can't read it. You know,
Wait, we just lost another budget meeting.
it's unbelievable nonsense that they come up with, or these things, but we've responded to them, we've resubmitted all of them. Once we do one of them, as far as the front end, we basically have the front end taken care of. But that's what's been taking place over the last month and a half, 2 months. And it's not like they come all at once.
No, one.
Drips and drabs.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God for bureaucracy. What would we do without it? Live.
What's called manual.
Hopefully we'll be able to get some response from these people within the next month, 2 months, and get this thing out to bid. These projects out to bid.
Where are we with the grant on Philly Drive? Is that part of that? or-
We have a meeting on Thursday morning to discuss something. As far as the time schedule goes,
No, but the comments legitimate or they just?
I've only heard over the phone that you're not right so far. I don't want to be on I describe them the same way Don describes his comment.
Are you documenting these phone conversations?
Yeah.
You need to document it in a diary or something what they're saying. Dated.
Is this the same person who's reviewing it, who's giving the comments, or it's moved on to someone else?
No, he's just a go between kind of like their front man on, and then there's people behind the scenes that work behind him.
Tom, the other thing, what these people ask for is documenting what they said. It's very little, because they're asking for stuff, and then the people really making an ultimate decision, comes out in writing, are their higher ups, so it's unbelievable. But we're used to it by now, so. Control building floor slab repair, that project has been awarded. We've had some shop drawings, some contacts, pre-con, and we're scheduling pre-con. There were a couple of issues with regard to insurance, with the indemnification on the final issues. So I think we've got that resolved. And we've already indicated to the contractor we'd like to expedite this because the guys are clearing out the showers and we want to get this thing moving ASAP. So hopefully they'll be able to support this from below and get everything taken care of within the next month or so. If anybody has any other questions, I'm happy to-
Anyone?
Thank you.
Very good, John, thank you.
As always, good job.
Next is the engineer subdivision report, basically for approving the preliminary and final application for Tanglewood Farms, 20 single-family homes.
This is located pretty close to the intersection of Sleepy Hollow and Kings Highway. It's bordered by Harmony almost, and the access is off Harmony and also off of Kings Highway. It abuts the Navy Railroad.
Okay. Everyone feel?
It's all gravity sewer, some deep cuts, but it's going out onto Harmony, the existing sewer.
Thank you.
I'll move it.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mr. Stokes?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Mrs. Enfley?
Yes.
Mrs. Bell?
Yes.
Okay, next is the director's report. Let's see, there's no lost time accidents during the month of June, or July. let's see, all operations were conducted within permit guidelines during July. This should be July.
Okay.
About 12 times in here that the date changes. See, primary tank number 3 was taken out of service, and all the drive chains were replaced, put them back on August 6th. The repairs for the fine screens are all done. On the financial side, we're over on the revenue, we're under on the monthly expenses, and we're actually almost flat out even for the year, according to the end of June. That is June. Let's see, volume during July was 5.15 million gallons per day, which is low.
It's been dry.
Yeah. It's up again now. You see that, I think the average so far this month is 5.7.
Well, because we had that heavy rain.
Yeah.
And what does that tell you?
Well, you all know.
Well, no, we could tell you two things. One you're thinking about, one is actually leakage. Both of them. We don't know what the distribution is yet.
We've submitted all the data to Hall and Associates, and basically they made the presentation for the state already, I think. We got a copy of it all back. We did receive 2 checks from FEMA this month for a total of $103,000. So to date, we've received $204,000 from FEMA and $247,000 from the GIF, so $450,000.
Okay, have we taken those checks and correlated with what actually they're reimbursing us with?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we can identify.
Yeah.
Do we know how
We've
much
gotten
they
good
owe
at
us?
that.
We're trying to get good at it.
And how much do they still owe us?
We expect another $40,300,000 or something like that. Yeah. We've prepared 2 items for the govdeals.com auction, which we have a resolution after this. John Smith of the Energy Market Exchange, he spoke to us about 2 years ago about the marketing, well, the reverse auctions that they run for public entities. He's asked to come in and speak. Our contracts on natural gas doesn't run out until March 31st, 2015, and most likely it's not even worth going by ourselves with natural gas. The electric one runs out at the end of May, but he's already talking that, you know, you could potentially get into an auction now and things like that, but.
Why would we go into an auction now when we can't draw from it anyway?
He's got a whole laundry list of reasons, so.
Because if
He wants to make
if
money.
he thinks the
Yeah.
commodity is, he's going to try and sell us that the commodity is going up, so we should get in
Yeah,
today.
well, it's-
Yeah.
But the issue also is that we're not gonna use any of it, because we have a commitment to the Sims.
That's right.
So, what he's telling us, we can auction, go into the auction and quote, get a much lower price, but their whole business is based upon steady power, providing steady power. They're gonna provide us anything. So something doesn't jive
No,
here.
they're talking about us going to an auction now, and then we would commit, right? For the following, when this one, yeah, when this one ends.
Something doesn't sound right there.
Well, they're just jumping the gun to make sure.
Yeah,
they
but
get
that kind of
everything
says
first.
like, down the line, the cost is gonna go down. And he wants it now so he can make more money, and buy the power cheaper later on.
Or he wants to come in here before his competitor does.
Yeah.
Well, let them all come in at once, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the things don't add up there.
Yeah,
Is solar
contact New
feasible here?
Jersey Sevens to let them come in at the
No,
same
we
time.
tried that,
Make a present, let them really be competition.
We were all nervous about having to make that decision. The price was so much higher, there wasn't even a decision to make. It was like,
Yeah, but do that.
Greg, that one change you're gonna make?
Yeah,
On
the date, yeah, September, the meeting is the 15th, not the 22nd.
September 15th is the meeting. With the 22nd.
Okay, so I guess basically we don't want to talk to them for a while.
Well, no, he could come in and let him, let's pitch. The more knowledge we get, the better off we're gonna be for the time, when we maybe will be coming forward.
Okay.
Could he send us some information prior to his coming so we can ask some better questions?
We're not committed to it.
No, we're not committed.
I understand it, but I'd like to be able to
Listening.
ask questions. Let him send to us, each board member,
No,
information.
let him do this bench. There are other people gonna be knocking on the door too. Okay?
Okay, the collection system, we had 28 calls in July, 5 blockages, 7 pump station related service calls, and 1 maintenance department repair. Our contract with Rock Solid is ended, and we're working with J. Fletcher Kramer now. We haven't had any dig ups yet this year, so that's great. Last year, this time, we were into our 3rd or 4th dig up. So hopefully, the backlog is cleared. We still have Oswald, we're in basin 7, 9, and 10 with Mazer now. We received our new truck out there, which I think I pointed out to a couple people, so that was all.
Do we
one
have
more
an
truck
I-9
coming.
pending?
Excuse me?
Do we have an I-9 pending?
Yes, I have to get you a proposal for 6, basin 6.
Yeah, we have one for this year.
Yeah.
So who will be doing that? Oswald?
Well, no,
Put it
it's
out
it's
for
You have to
bid.
bid it?
Yeah, we did it.
Okay, fine.
Just a question on this collection system.
Yeah.
Did we resolve that issue with the restaurant on the grease?
No.
We
It's
just
in the
have
system.
to-
No, we're working on it.
Yeah, the next thing, I think we're basically gonna have a meeting out there with the owner and show him exactly what we're talking about.
Well, we assessed $1,000 already.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna have a meeting with him, so in the future he shapes up, but he's still on the hook for us for $1,000.
yeah,
Do we have a time deadline for us to receive that, or we put interest in it?
interest, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
In the end of the year, if he doesn't pay, it goes to lien, right?
yeah,
Tony's been notified many times, so this is not something.
Oh, he's
new
here, he's
anymore.
not a stranger.
yeah. Let's see, our new personnel, our new second shift operator, who you met, began July 22nd. Our mechanic on temporary disability is supposed to tell us this week whether he's coming back or not, whether it's gonna be light duty or what's gonna happen. So that's this week.
So we don't know how serious this is yet?
I saw him last week and he seems, he got here, he's driving. He's just, basically does a little bit and he's exhausted. So we have to, George and I have to make the decision and talk to him.
Is that our decision, or is that the doctor's
Well,
decision?
I think it's, from what he's telling me, I think it's his decision, because the doctor will sort of go either way with him. If he wants to try to come back, if we have light duty, fine.
Do we have light duty?
We have some light duty, yeah,
Well,
Enough to keep them 40 hours a week?
for a while, yeah.
Well, the question really is down the road,
Yeah.
if all of a sudden we don't have the work for him,
Yeah.
what do we do then?
Well, if we no longer have light duty, if he's not up to the speed where he can actually work a shift, then that's it,
Okay, but here, let me just point out one little thing.
yeah.
What temporary disability do we provide to our employees?
Well, we just called the state that it's 6 months.
Okay,
We already
but
did,
now,
okay.
once he finishes it and comes back to work,
Yeah,
stays for a little while and goes out again,
yeah.
goes back on temporary disability. I just want you to be aware of
But
that.
the time that he stays on it, we looked it up, basically he can, if he goes out, if he comes in and leaves within like the first 14 days, he goes back onto the open, the same policy more or less, but he's used up his time on that. So then he's really in trouble.
Yeah, but if he goes back every few months, he just starts all over.
It's okay, we'll be fine.
It's hypothetical, I handle that stuff. That's one thing you have to look out for.
Yeah, if it's more than 2 weeks or into a month, then it would be a big thing. And then we see whether it would take or not. It's not an easy situation.
No.
You'll see he's 39, 40 years old.
Right, because he needs to get social security disability, he really wants to. And I think this is gonna change.
But almost have to talk to him.
No.
Our chief mechanic had a neck operation on the 12th, moved out to 4 to 6 weeks. We have one new application with the Spangler Farm to the field data, and we know there's an increase in July. He indicated that this is right after this. Cost reduction, we have 2 now, we can study life already, with phone system. Basically, we should save almost $7,000 a year on that. Plus got rid of something that we couldn't get parts for. The subdivision monthly status report. There is a fair amount of activity out there. Plus, we found the St. Catherine's Church subdivision was ongoing, and we didn't even know it was active. So we kind of found that. But there's a number of projects going on. The Red Hill Road, Timber Gas, Mill Estates, Main Street is going. So there's quite a bit. The last page is from the planning department, more or less the same as last month, but just one property.
Yeah, down at, Preacher subdivision is not approved. Training Hall, we have no estimated units in it.
Yeah, no, I also don't know, I have it still under the not approved, so.
Right, that should be moved up.
Well,
Training Hall always shut down. But we don't know how many units
yeah.
we're looking for, right? We've got to fill in that. Now, Mountain Hill. What's that?
Mountain Hill is, it's actually the one on 35. It's
Oh, back that's right, Middletown.
Town Square, yeah.
Okay.
Residential.
Okay, that's my report.
Board can consider resolution 71 dash 14.
I'll move it.
Roll call on that, please.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Stokes?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson?
Yes.
Mrs. Bell?
Yes.
Next is the resolution for the surplus property disposition. This is really just for that truck, and then we included the one printed that we got.
I'll move it.
It's well done, it's good.
That nobody wanted.
Yeah, and it's a good venue, but there.
Well, yeah, we try what we
Yeah,
It was figure out the one next to it.
Is that print multi-function? Yes, we are.
Lots of numbers.
So, you have a motion for that?
Could I move?
Yeah, I second.
Jones.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mrs. Stokes?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Mrs. Hudson?
Yes.
Mrs. Bell?
Yes.
Okay, next is the key indicators. The first one is safety, lost time accidents. Thank goodness it's done this year. Same thing this year, no lost time accident days. And then next is the
First time accident things. The August is 22. Again, here, two colors.
Yeah, it's just a corrector.
It's
So-
supposed to be more magenta.
No, you can see on the side of the page that the printer just started in that.
Okay, so, but they should be a 2014 column, right?
No, nobody got it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I find 22 is correct. I just, no fire, no fake. It sounds like my story.
Let's see, the percent sick day absenteeism is basically driving the same. Financially operating expenses, as I said at the end of June, they're right on $5,000 difference on $5 million. Financial, the revenue or ahead of things, just by a little bit. The investment interest came in higher than the projected. The general fund account, last month basically we started, if we were to do all the projects that we planned to do, we get the wall basically. We have to check and see if we can transfer some money this month. Building collection rate, 96%. New connections is right on, we had predicted 18, good. So, I'm good at that. Building Atlantic Highlands, you see June, there isn't anything there. It's, their charge was zero, that was the credit from the water.
The credit for the audit we're getting because we didn't spend their capital allocation for it. From my point of view, this billing, we still got billed for the usage, but the money we gave back should have come out of the capital money. Okay? Yeah, to them, it nets out zero, but from an accounting point of view, they still get billed whatever it was for the month. And then we still have to, from our capital side of the budget, we have to give that money back. We should see that debited on that side.
So we should see a debit and credit.
Yeah. But it should be out of the capital, some capital fund. I understand, this is the accounting thing. I'm not an accountant, but I know they had a usage this month, last month, June. And I know a certain number of gallons, I know a certain amount of charges, so that should be there. And I know we owe them a refund on the capital, that should come out of some other portion of the pot. Thanks.
Yeah, but it needs to be a debit and credit.
But not out of here, it should be out of the back.
No, from the
But they're still billed that amount of money, it's just they didn't have to pay us. We owed it.
To them.
Right,
But it still should show up as a bill in here.
yeah.
Need to, okay. It's my own comment.
This is-
where they're at, it's just the revenue.
Well, yes and no.
It should show
Yeah, it
that
should.
there was, that there was a bill.
And you can ask for us to point out that it was, you owed them so much money, so it netted down to zero, but they did utilize X amount of dollars worth of services.
We should see that elsewhere, where not here. That's my
Okay,
point.
or we can bill look at it. Why don't you have Bill look at
Okay.
it?
Okay, telephone expenses are low for the year and they should go lower. Actually, this is Verizon's bill, this is the one that has the wireless project now.
Right.
So if that kicks in, we should really drop dramatically.
Right. We expect that.
Yeah, the utilities, tracking just below for the year. Natural gas below. The water, there's no problem with water leaks or using more water. Basically, I guess I budgeted this, instead of budgeting at 15,000, I should have budgeted at 20, and then we'd be, basically have a nicer graph.
What are we using the water for?
We use all the polymer batches are clean water, and that, some seal water is and things like that. Treatment plant volume treated is tracking low, but it's very close to where we are this time of year. The treatment plant, again, is just working wonderful. The number, the VOD is 3 and the solids are 5, and that's just incredible. The other thing on here is the percent solids, and these numbers are real. These are 17, 19, and 18. That's cakes we haven't seen in a long time, probably ever. But let's see, the service calls and the blockages is basically tracking, tracking close to last year. That's doing okay.
Great job, thank you.
Let's see, number 13 is the construction fund analysis, which, as I say, in June we started to go low. In July now we're lower again. We moved over the projects, the concrete floor, things like that. And we have to basically, Deirdre and I'll just check, and after everything clears, we'll transfer some money this month.
Okay, the $100,000 we got from FEMA,
Yeah,
where does that go?
well, it's not, it's, we don't have it in here.
But should eventually be reflected in construction funds, because that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, you know,
How are we gonna handle that?
we still have it on the large sheet, you know,
Yeah.
basically, and that gets handled, only some of these projects get that, let's see, that's the, those are really the mitigation projects, I think, still, right?
Large sheet, yeah.
Yeah, it's on that big sheet where we reflect everything. These numbers are, you know, these aren't perfect numbers, I mean, this pretty much tells you where we are, but it's not, you know, it's not to accounting level or anything like that.
I understand that, but we just took in $100,000.
Yeah, well, you know, we've taken in $450,000, and it's
Right.
not really reflected in here at all,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we-
Okay, the next is the budget. You know, basically, the end of June should be about 50%, we're average about 47%. You know, we haven't, there's nothing reflected so far in the debt service, but pretty much about 47%. Next is the staff engineer's report.
The GPS unit was delivered this week, so we're gonna get training from Major on how to use it. Set that up so the collection guys can start using it. As John said, the gas services to the pump stations have been installed except for Hilton Park, and we're waiting for New Jersey Natural Gas to get the road opening permit from the state for that.
So what's our next part of that game plan?
The next part of that is we're waiting on funding from the FEMA as part of mitigation to.
For the engine
retrofit-
upgrades?
Yeah, to retrofit
See what we're not
the
getting.
generator. The 2-year contract for the supply and delivery of sodium hypochlorite was awarded at the last meeting. We have the contract documents executed, and we received the revised insurance and bond documents. Morehouse Engineering, they're the engineering consulting firm that's going to be doing the pump station wireless communication system. We're working with them on that.
What's the timeframe on that?
I believe they're gonna set up a trial with the hardware at their office, test it for, I believe, a month, and
Okay.
then deploy it to 3 stations, or 2 stations, I believe. And, oh, that's right, okay, yeah, 3 stations. I would expect that in 3 or 4 months, by the time everything lines up.
And how long are we gonna run that?
It's gonna, the test period is about a month.
Okay. Then, if it turns out, and any issues that arise that they're gonna have to be fixed, and then they're gonna run it probably another month or so, and then if there's no more, then what's our game plan for deployment?
It will go to 3 pump stations.
Well, that's the trial period in our plan, isn't it?
No, it's gonna be, yeah, it's 3 real pump stations.
Yeah, I understand that, but the initial test arrangement is gonna be in their office.
Yeah,
Okay, that's gonna run a while. Then after that finishes satisfactorily, then they're gonna roll out to a certain number of pump stations,
yeah.
which in this case happens to be 3. And how long are they gonna run that? And get the data feedback from that?
Well, it'll be a permanent installation at that.
It will be permanent, but you know, there's still gotta be monitoring that, because that's an initial rollout.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once that is signed off, then you could roll out to additional stations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like by the end of the year, this thing should be through the whole thing. We should be done.
Pretty close to it. We're gonna be using our own manpower to do
Understand.
the other.
I understand. But looks like the end of the year, early next year is.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Okay.
The New Jersey Transit force main break, we've submitted all the invoices and requested all the dollar from them. At this point, they asked 1 or 2 questions, and just miscellaneous information that's been provided. There's a meeting this Thursday morning with the state and FEMA to go over some of their comments on the Emory Drive pump station grant application.
Okay, back to New Jersey Transit, July 28th. Okay, they got all paperwork, they had one or two questions, do we have any idea what the timeframe of them taking action on this, or?
They expect to have all the documents reviewed within 30 days, so that would be
Okay, so you
the end of
should
this
expect
month.
an answer back within 30+ days.
Yeah, by the end of
If
this
you
month.
don't, you're just gonna call.
Excuse me?
If you don't get a response back, you're gonna call.
Yep, I
Okay.
have it on my calendar.
Good.
You can encourage them along by saying you charge interest there for 30 days.
Yep. We received a letter from the state regarding additional grant monies, a $250,000 under the hazard mitigation program. This would be in addition to the $159,000 that they provided for the generator.
Okay, what, I have a note here, what is what is eligible to be covered by that grant?
Generator.
No.
They haven't made that clear. It's under the current energy allocation program. Anything that's submitted under that would be eligible. That includes the emergency generator.
Right.
So I believe that we could use $50,000 of that to cover the total expected cost of the new generator. The additional $200,000, they haven't made clear as to what's eligible for that. Basically, we became double funded under the.
That's why I'm raising this question.
Yeah.
If there's other things we can use some of the leftover funds for.
Ryan, aren't we supposed to find out something about that?
Yeah, there's one you have
Two
tomorrow.
different funding.
Do you have any input to potentially influence what the money could be used for?
Yeah, I mean, I sent them, there's two projects that are energy related that we're currently pursuing, and that's the new power building. And then the other one is the second floor, the raw sludge building electrical upgrades. And both of those have a mitigation aspect to it.
Okay.
So those would be, at first glance, closest to the scope of work
Okay,
that they've
'cause
approved. in the
this
past.
whole funding is more than what the potential generator would cost, so we really have to figure out what to use the money for.
Yeah, and we're not the only authority or organization in this situation.
Okay.
As Ray mentioned, we received checks for over $100,000 from the state for Sandy's expenses. There's still a significant amount of money waiting to be dispersed. The insurance claim for the fine screen's been submitted. The insurance adjusters visited, inspected the damaged parts and equipment. So we're just submitting the final documentation, waiting for the check to come in on that. The plant effluent water quality data, we submitted that to the attorney for the ocean, or the coastal discharges group. We received a draft report from them, so it's provide comments. So the stormwater pollution prevention program was updated, and annual certification sent to the state. Evaluated the seal water system for various pumps around the plant, and some recommendations for improvements. The restaurant that we discussed at the last meeting, we made contact with the owner. He requested information on what is that Sandy building, how not to be that much. And then also any information about the accessory use, so I prepared a letter, sent it to him. When we hear back from him, I got his contact information.
Does that letter contain information on what he can do to mitigate that in his own premises?
Yes, I included just 3 or 4 steps on what a typical restaurant program.
Right.
And then there was a request at the last meeting to look into the authorities tax oil use programs that we had. I looked at some other authorities, other municipalities that have these programs, and there's some more things that are in other entities' programs that we could add to ours that would give it a little bit more speed. I listed out a couple of those companies. If there's further research you want me to do.
Fast.
Well, wait, but we only have one problem.
I like the.
What you don't want to do is stick it in front of the customer and say, okay, from now on you have to do all this, he's going to look at you. What's that going to cost me now? Well, it's got to be reasonable too.
I contacted some of the, they're called vendor companies that'll go around and collect cooking oil, grease, fats, things like that. Currently, and it's a commodity market, so the price fluctuates. The restaurant owners can be paid for collecting their used cooking oil. I get about 50 cents per gallon, whatever, according to one company. As far as getting rid of the fats and grease, that's at a charge. The companies will do that. And the fats and greases are what really cause the problems in the sewers. So there's some incentive for the owners to,
How much is those for?
if we change the rules and regulations. We have we obviously go through the building, whatever program we decide on, and change the program we make.
Okay, so we're not just gonna drop it and then say, oh, by the way, here.
No, I think it would have to be, we'd start off with public information, going out there and seeing, I mean, some of these, there might not be a way to put a properly sized region in some of these facilities. Almost take out the case.
So missionary work, there's all needs to, this issue is never regarding some pretty strong problems. Or the size of the straps, what happens here is that you sort of that restaurant, really, what you do that, you've got to reform. Yeah. That separate system because restaurants separate from the separate of they kind of modify things depending upon the facility. We accept these automatic stainless steel units that were approved with obviously they have to be sold as important. And they had to be, because they weren't going to be the backup with their electrical. Where it should be backup. Place. But it's a tough situation. They're very expensive. Of course, the issue with regard to 1,500 gallon these driving drugs.
The other charts for the Borough Highlands, Millennium Highlands flows, both of the boroughs were under 80% for the proposed flow limits. Administratively, the new phone system's installed. We switched over all the voice back to the one line to Verizon Comcast. So those two items are cost increases.
Who selected the music for the phone?
The on-hold music. There was, well, now it's kind of a carnival fee. Yeah, it's a cans. The original sounded like a busy signal. Now it sounds like
now it's
something
better.
else.
It's improving. You really can't hear much of it. But this would be also a nice place to put a message, like for our direct payment program or something. Put them on hold. Well, you know, to carry it to the fullest, on any call coming into the building, the message, like a 10-second message there, and then let the call go through.
Oh,
Yeah. This is top, so you aware, blah, 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 and then let the call go. Look, I did call it today, and I'll tell you where I am.
Yeah.
Ring around the roses. I don't want to see ever see a ring around the roses.
Human being, live.
yes, that's it.
next, what is the ambulance department?
So, I really don't think I have anything to add unless there's any questions.
George, you say that every time.
I don't have anything.
You want to make
Smart
something
man.
up? He'll make something up.
You need to.
George, just make it up.
Make up something.
You know, something
Nature.
explode.
You can,
Put something.
you can give him a phone call.
Something, oh, in this thing, you don't have the manhole fix on West Front Street and where?
I took that off the list.
What? It was fixed between last meeting and this meeting. Yeah.
That's, these dates on these coordinates, it gets a
He doesn't like
little.
to
Oh, I wanted, this is something to, you could build up.
It's been a while since it's been on the list, I wanted it done.
But it's there for 4 months, but you know, you did.
He wants you to blow your horn. That's all.
I appreciate that.
Well, guys, you do a
So we can push
good job.
push-ups.
This is the public comments.
Anyone from the public wish to speak?
Close the, motion to close.
I move, close the public hearing.
Second.
Oh, we got third and fourth.
Whereas it is necessary for the Board of Commissioners to enter into a private session with the exclusion of the public pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12, that is falling within attorney-client privilege. The minutes of said private session to be made available when the board reasonably determines that the need for such confidentiality no longer exists. Therefore, it is resolved that the board enter into private session for the foregoing reasons.
Recess.
Yes, motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a,
Vote.
do we need to vote?
Mrs.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith? Yes. Mr. Stokes?
Yes.
Mr. Reed? Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes. What did you do one day? I said no.
You're entitled.
You were bigger than me. You're more bigger than me, so you win.
See,
He has a meeting.
I'm not accounting.